Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another adventure. Another fun weekend. Come on, let's go start this one up. Get it ready to fly. Here we go again on another adventure. Welcome back, everybody, to another Stig shift. Check it out. That's going to be the new remodel terminal. They're going to open it up at the end of the next month, I believe. At the end of the video, we'll go walk around it and check it out. But first, we got to start up our airplanes, make sure everything's A-okay. The usual. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Put this right here. All right, darling. Time for you to go to work. Let's go. Wake up. Time to earn your paycheck. All right. It's one of the old ones, too. 753. Let's see how old this thing is. 2000. Not bad. Not bad at all. Get her all powered up. See how she's doing. VOR dancing around. That's funny. The aircraft is not aligned yet, so the VOR is, as you can see, dancing around. And VOR is standing for Very High Frequency Omnidirectional Range. It's part of navigation equipment. Uses radio frequencies and radio signals to help the aircraft determine their direction and its position. This is what we call a basic model aircraft, a non-enhanced bird. Hence why you still have the steam gauges or the analog gauges. As I said, once we align the aircraft, all of that dancing around will stop and airplane will know where it is. I can't remember who wanted to hear it, but somebody wanted to hear the fire test. There you go. I'll do it for engine number 1. They do this test every time before they start the engines, so it's a normal thing. Same thing for the APU and the engine number 2. Cool. As I mentioned before, this is a standard wake-up check. Just making sure everything is working, everything is in proper order, checking the lights, making sure they all come on. I call that the Christmas tree effect. Just the general condition of the interior and exterior of the aircraft. Quick little walk through the cabin. Last little Velcro sometimes pops out. It's supposed to stick underneath right here. There you go. So far, so good. Just a nice, quick little general visual inspection. Make sure all the big pieces are still there. Just joking. Next office. Somebody forgot the taxi light on. That's all right. We'll go upstairs and turn that off real quick. It's nice and clean. Yeah, this thing definitely came out of a heavy check. Nice little proximity sensors everywhere. As I said, proximity sensors are all over the aircraft, pretty much everywhere you can think of. This one is for the nose landing gear, and as you can see, there's a multitude of them. Redundancy. That little sensor is sending data to the PSEU system, Proximity Switch Electronics Unit, and it's telling the airplane that the gear is down and locked. There's also sensors for the strut itself. Also send information to the PSEU. It will let the aircraft know if the strut is compressed or uncompressed. This goes back to the logic of WOW, weight on wheels. The proximity sensors or switches are very basic and rudimentary things. They work off of targets, a metal plate or bracket. As soon as the sensor comes across that metal bracket or target, it will send a signal. If you're familiar with basic electronics, it's AND OR gates. This is how the majority of aircraft computers work. But it doesn't stop there. The PSCU system is very complicated and talks to everything. And when I say everything, I genuinely mean everything. This system communicates with almost every single portion of the aircraft. It would take me over a week just to sit down and discuss every single aspect of it. So feel free to pause and you can actually see what it talks to. As silly as it might sound, it is very important for the airplane to know what's happening and to perform certain functions when it's on the ground or when it's in the air. Certain systems can be inhibited and certain systems can be uninhibited. I'll give you a basic example. This system even talks to the thrust reversers. If the aircraft is flying and does not have weight on wheels, you don't want a thrust reverser deploying in flight, right? This is where the system comes in. Aircraft needs to know that it's on the ground, it's finally touched down, so it can deploy its thrust reversers. Now apply that same logic to all those other systems. Everything from flight controls, flight data recorders, flight management systems, even communication devices. I completely forgot to mention, this is only on a 737. Other aircraft do have similar systems, they just don't call it the same thing. And this also goes back to me saying this is why we don't like that light. We don't like the PSCU light. If it's on, it's a no-go item. Here's something pretty cool for you. I think I probably did talk about it before, but look. See that right there? That little, yeah, right there. With the little hole there, the little bracket. It's actually for a tool. It's actually there to hang a plumb bob. This is a plumb bob, the equivalent of a level. It is a very basic tool. It goes back even all the way to ancient Egyptians. A plumb bob that comes down right on top of this right here. It's for leveling the aircraft. When you're jacking the airplane up, you can hang a plumb bob right there, and you can get a good sense of nose up or nose down. You know, keep the airplane balanced when you're jacking it up to do a gear swing or something like that. But yeah, you can also use these right here. Pitch and roll attitude. But we also use this for fuel sticking when we have to manually check for fuel loads. But yeah, little fun fact for you. Have I ever shown you guys the air conditioning pack bay on the 737? Check it out. Pretty cool, huh? Just like any other air conditioning pack bay. Control valves, heat exchanger, condensers, all sorts of fun stuff. Here's a nice schematic of it. So I've talked about how air conditioning systems work, but I'm going to go over it once again, so follow along with me and follow the lines. Aircraft packs can receive air from two sources, the APU or the engine. Oh, wait a minute, I lied. The other sources could be ground carts or jet bridge air conditioning units, but we're just going to stick with the APU and the engine. Starting from the top right corner, the system is going to receive air either from the engine or the APU, and the first thing it's going to encounter is the flow control and shutoff valve. This valve controls the flow of hot bleed air coming to the trim air system. It will also control flow to the primary heat exchanger and the two temperature control valves. Since the air coming off of the source is so hot, we need to cool it down. Now focus your attention down to the bottom left. This is where ram air is introduced. That's the openings you always see at the belly of the airplane. Those are the intakes from the outside, the ram air doors. So when bleed air is going through that primary heat exchanger, the ram air removes some of that heat. So now we got partially cooled air, and that air is going to flow its way down to the ACM compressor. That's the unit in the middle. ACM standing for air cycle machine. The ACM compressor is going to increase the pressure and the temperature. Now it's going to flow its way into the secondary heat exchanger. The ram air is going to do the same thing to the secondary heat exchanger. It's going to remove that heat. As this is happening, the bleed air goes through a water extractor duct into a reheater. Are you starting to see a pattern here? The air is constantly being heated and cooled, heated and cooled. The air that goes through the reheater the first time is cooled by cold air from the condenser. The temperature of the bleed air increases when it goes through the reheater the second time. This time it's going to the other side of the air cycle machine, its turbine side. And as you guessed it, that's exactly how the ACM works. The turbine side will drive the compressor side. This is what is known as a bootstrap air conditioning system. Hang in there, we're almost done. So the air that leaves that turbine section of the ACM goes through the cold side of the condenser. The cold side of the condenser has two paths, and it will extract any kind of water, hence the water extractor. And that's what you saw earlier, that thing that was spitting out water into the intake. Yeah, that's what that's for. Helps cool down the heat exchangers even more. The purpose of the water extractor is to remove any kind of moisture from the system, but it repurposes it and dumps it into the intake to cool down the, as I said, the heat exchangers. After all said and done, now the air is ready to be introduced into the aircraft. It will go into the main manifold and go through the riser ducts and get introduced into the cabin and the flight deck of the aircraft. And that's how you get air conditioning inside an airplane. And this is also how the aircraft is able to pressurize itself. Easy, right? All right, let's keep going. Here we go. There's that taxi light. Oh, you don't need that on. So far, so good. Already checked the engine oils. Hydraulics are good. Good bird. Ah, the PSCU light. It's on. No, the only reason that it's on is because batteries are not powered. Watch. See? it has to complete the circuit. But so far so good. I can't remember who was asking. It was a colleague of mine, and they were wondering where is the cabin temperature sensor in the 737. Well, it's actually all the way in the back. It's around seat 25, and you can hear it by a very distinct little fan noise. It's right here. I can hear it already. So right around seat 25, right there. Can you hear it? Yeah, it's a little fan in there that's sucking up the air, and it's pulling air in to get a reading of the cabin temperature. It's just a little probe. But yeah, that's where it is. Right around 25, 26 maybe. I don't know. It depends on your configuration of 737. But on the 800, that's where it is. There's two more sensors, one in the forward cabin and one in the flight deck. Here it is in the forward, right here. That's another one. Around seat 2F. And here it is in the flight deck. It's all the way up top behind the captain, above the overhead panel. Well, we got a little predicament here. Yeah, somebody broke it, but it's okay. It's an easy change. It's supposed to look like this. But it's okay. That's super easy to do. Once in a while, these little handheld devices just don't last. Passengers sometimes, misuse them, or they just break. Sometimes we don't have the parts and we have to defer it, but it's okay. You can still control your IFE, your in-flight entertainment. The screen in front is also a touch screen. But we had the parts on hand, ordered it, got it, replaced it. There you go. That's the new one. They all start working?
Yeah. Okay. It says,
Let me see.
maintenance.
Go to ATP.
Factory date gas, it says,
See?
maintenance. What? Maybe
Okay.
another one's also going for some.
Once everything is installed, now we allow it to boot back up and just introduce new software to it. Very simple, very easy. Another happy airplane. Status, normal. Beautiful. Oh, I noticed something here. So it's my Airbus pilots. Probably ever wonder what's behind this little triangle, and I noticed it because it was a little loose. I'll tighten it up right now. It's for locking your sight stick. It's for a rig pin. You put a big rig pin inside this, and it will lock out the sight stick, so we can work on it. Easy. Here you go. It looks something like that. We'd install the lockout pins and the rig pins when we are working on this component. It comes out as one big unit. You got to be very careful with it. It's a very delicate piece of equipment. It was just a little loose. Let's tighten that up real quick. Come on. There you go. Oh yeah, it's for a rig pin. Nice and smooth. Good. On to the next one. As always, cargo never disappoints. We have a beautiful Mercedes Sprinter. Now I'm just joking, guys. Almost got you. No, you do have a beautiful Porsche. Look at this thing. I'm digging the gold. Ooh-wee. That is nice. That is a clean vehicle right there. Oh, I like that interior. Very clean. That's cute. But that's not all. Here's something really beautiful. That, I know what that is. That's a Mustang Mach 1. This thing, I have no idea what this is, but it looks incredible. Holy cow. Looks like straight out of a gangster movie. Look at that interior. Wow. Now that is something special. Look at those lines. Phenomenal. And of course, this beauty. Love me a Mustang. That's nice. Turbojet. All right. What a beauty. But this thing, man, I gotta just take a look, one more look at this thing. This is just something else. What is this flag? That's pretty. That is just something else. I have no idea what this is though. Incredible. Oh, wait a minute. Does that mean anything to you guys? Wow. I have a very good friend that works for LAX operations, and he managed to actually catch some more vehicles that I didn't see. His permission, he sent me over some of the pictures. He's a great guy. If you get a chance, go check out his Instagram channel. It's titled Eastern Bloc at LAX. He takes some phenomenal footage with aircraft, and sometimes he posts cars too. If you're watching this, man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Let's go. Round two. Going international now. We got a 777 coming in. Time for more fun. Time to head over to International. We call it Tibbet, Tom Bradley International Terminal. Just a quick drive across the street. Here we go, back to the wide bodies. As you would guessed it, it's going to London, so E-tops. Got a few little write-ups, but nothing really serious. Small interior stuff. We'll handle it, easy. Well, here's one of the write-ups. One of the headrests was loose. Some of the screws back here got loose. No big deal. There you go. Easy. I always love this entryway lighting. This reminds me of Star Trek Enterprise or something. That's cool. Alright, we're all done here. E-tops is completed. All I gotta do is return the logbook. That's it. Be on standby. Cool. Oh yeah. Well, that's it for the night. Hope you guys had fun. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Later. Welcome to day number 2 of the shift, and boy oh boy was it a busy morning. Once again I was assigned to International Terminal, and we had some interesting scenarios occurring, one of which took a really big delay, and the other one, unfortunately, I had to ground the aircraft. You'll see. Good morning, everybody. Oh man, it's a busy morning today. Woo! Haven't even had a chance to say hello to everyone. What do we got here too? Beautiful Astrojet. Welcome to the avionics compartment, or one of them within the Airbus 321. This was one of our problem aircraft. What you're looking at there is a relay panel. I'm going to fill in some context so you understand what I was troubleshooting. I'm going to bounce back and forth here for a second because I want to show you the compartment. I want to show you some other details in here, such as the batteries, as you see right here. But I'm also going to be talking about a particular system that we were trying to troubleshoot and fix. First, let's focus on the batteries, which is not part of the problem. I just want to show it to you. The batteries on most aircraft are NiCad, nickel cadmium. One of the exceptions is the 787, which is lithium-ion batteries. Now, I want you to pay attention to one particular component on the battery, which all batteries have, even 787, is that little hose coming off from the back side of it. You see it? The black one, the light that's shining on it. And that is the battery vent. In case that battery goes into some kind of a thermal runaway, it needs to vent itself. And it needs to vent overboard in order not to damage any components in here. This aircraft houses two batteries, 24 volt and 23 amp hours. Those hoses that are connected to the battery will route themselves to this little port and it will dump any kind of thermal runaway gases overboard. Now, back to the problem that we were trying to figure out. Okay, stick with me here because I'm going to walk you through a bit of a troubleshooting procedure. I'm also going to explain certain systems. So the panel that you're looking at right here is the voice recorder, the cockpit voice recorder. Pilots perform a test, making sure that it's working and functional before every flight. Now, here is the really interesting part. Would you believe me if I told you that the cockpit voice recorder talks to the engine oil pressure switches? Yeah, it does. And this was our problem. The number 2 engine oil pressure switch was not functioning correctly and it was causing a fault. The pilots could not do a test on their ground voice recorder. On top of that, that will induce a fault on the number 2 engine pump and it's going to induce a fault on the blue hydraulic system as well. The reasoning behind this is because that engine oil pressure switch is notifying the EIU, the engine interface unit, that the engine is running and the ground recorder light will not come on. The reason why it won't turn on is because that's one of the parameters of that system. One of the engines has to be running for that system to operate correctly. So if the unit that's sensing a oil pressure is malfunctioning, it's thinking that the engine is already running, but in reality, the engine is not running. Redundancy fault factor is that it will kick up a fault on those push buttons. I apologize, but this is the only footage that I got to capture, but right there, that's the pressure switch I'm talking about. That was the culprit. But airplanes always have a way of kind of hiding and showing faults. Very rare that airplane can do this, but sometimes it does do this. You have to remember, we are following TSM, troubleshooting manuals. The first thing on the list on the manuals is go check out the box itself, which was the EIU box, the engine interface unit. Because that box is receiving the information and data from those little transmitters. Now here's where it got really strange for us. Again, I'm telling you, we're following maintenance manual procedures on this one. And what's on top of the list of changing out parts is the EIU. As soon as I started loosening the plugs for the EIU, my partner was upstairs, calls me and said, "Hey, the fault just went away. What did you do?" I said, "Nothing. I haven't even done anything. I haven't pulled the box. All I did is just loosen the retaining holding knobs." The retaining knobs are those little black knobs that you see at the bottom of the box. He said to me, "Well, whatever you did, the fault is gone. Everything is back to normal. It's working as it should." I said to myself, you know what? Let's wait. Let's wait a few minutes. We waited about 15-20 minutes. We wanted to see if the fault comes back. It never came back. Just as a precaution, I said, you know what? We have the box in stock. Let's change it out, which we did. We signed it off. The airplane flew out to Dallas, which was fine. In Dallas, the fault came right back. And since all of this is documented and monitored, our Dallas crew saw this and they realized, hey, they already changed out the primary component that the TSM calls out for. Now it's time to change out the actual engine oil pressure switch, which they did, and it cleared the issue. By the way, guys, this is not something that's flight safety critical. The engine will still run normally, the aircraft will perform normally. It's just an internal fault that it will kick up only on the ground. Once again, airplanes are very particular when they're in the air and when they're on the ground. And if you're curious what the test button on the CVR sounds like, here you go. Listen for the tone. Moving on to our second problem child, a 777 that came in and pilots reported a whistling sound. To be specific, the captain reported that the whistling sound was either coming from the left or the right, the first officer or the captain's side sliding window. These windows are meant to open and close just in case of emergency escape procedures, but these windows have seals. Over time, these seals do get deteriorated, and just like anything else that's pressurized, if you have a leak, you're going to get sound. And that was the generating write-up. The pilot said there's a whistling sound that is coming either from the captain's side or the FO side while the aircraft was ascending to about 10,000 feet. After 10,000 feet, they said the noise stopped. So now we gotta play detective. That means we have to pressurize the aircraft on the ground. A very interesting procedure, but also a very dangerous procedure. Go ahead. Just gently. Give it a tap. Let me fill you in on some context right here. The reason I said it's a very dangerous procedure because you are pressurizing an aircraft on the ground. On the ground, you don't need pressurization. That's why you see the outflow valve always open. But for maintenance purposes, we can do this. The reason I'm saying it's dangerous is because the aircraft has to be very isolated. Nobody can touch the aircraft. You don't want anybody around this airplane. You don't want anybody touching any doors. You don't want to have anybody touching any cargo doors, panels, whatever. The airplane is being pressurized internally. We are going to push the pressure about 2,000 feet and to about 4.0 PSID, differential air pressure. The reason I say I don't want anybody touching the exterior doors because guess what? Cargos are pressurized and main cabin is pressurized. If anybody is to walk up to an airplane and open that door, it's going to blow out. Not only causing damage to the aircraft, but also causing damage to the person that's on that door trying to open it, and also cause damage to us. Pressure is a very dangerous thing. This is why we vacate the aircraft and vacate anybody that's around the aircraft and say to everybody, do not get close to this airplane. It's a mandatory standard that you have 2 individuals within the flight deck and you have at least 3 to 4 individuals downstairs. Safety, ladies and gentlemen, safety is the name of the game. Okay, let's keep on moving with this procedure. There you go. My ears are already going. You feel yours?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Not too much.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna bring it up.
There you go. It's between 300 and 400.
Okay.
Oh. It feels exactly like going flying. Just like when your ears start popping, it feels exactly like that. But you never leave the ground. The procedure is very slow. You cannot go beyond 1,000 feet per minute by climb rate. If you exceed that rate, you're going to damage the aircraft and you're also going to damage yourself. We were getting close to 4 PSID and around 3.4, there it was. The bubbles started coming out. We have technicians outside of the aircraft monitoring and they are applying a soapy solution around the seal of the window. As soon as we got it to about 3.4 PSID, they saw it. Automatically, that's a grounding point. Aircraft is now grounded. We have to repair. At this point, we can't really do much. Now the aircraft cannot occupy the gate space and we have to send it back to the hangar so the hangar technicians can repair this. Either replacing the seal or repairing the seal. That's what needs to be done. Just as we pressurize the aircraft, now we have to depressurize. Depressurization, believe it or not, takes a bit longer. This is a very enjoyable procedure, but at the same time, it's not. Every single time I've done a pressurization procedure, it always gives me a headache. And I'm not talking about an emotional headache, I'm talking about a physical headache. The pressure difference between ambient and internal and going up and down so fast, especially when you're on ground, is a very interesting thing. And by the way, here it is. That's the problem. Do you see the seal? Do you see the break in the seal? When I opened the window back up and I saw where it was, there it is. The seal had cracked. What can I tell you? That's what happens time to time, but I'm glad we found it. The good news is that we got it fixed and the aircraft got dispatched the next day. Here goes the next office. got my assignments for the next aircraft, but then assignments changed out because of reallocation of manpower. So they put me back on the brake riding crew. So for the rest of the shift, you're gonna see airplanes moving around. Matter of fact, even the next day when I came in, they put me on the brake riding crew once again. So the rest of the video is gonna be basically airplanes moving around. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, here we go. Well, looks like we're gonna be brake riding again. Take this to the hangar. Should be fun. Beautiful. Let's go for a ride. Here we are, back in our beautiful classic Princess.
Wait for one out and then I'll wait for it. Okay, thanks, we'll be ready.
Let's set this all up and get it ready for a move. That should be fun.
Whenever you're ready, you can release brakes. Yes, sir.
Brakes are released.
Copy that, brakes are released.
Runway 2348, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie 3 Bravo.
Alright, Charlie 3 Bravo to 25 right, spare wing, 2348. Was that Bravo short of Juliet for 155 Heavy?
155 Heavy, affirmative.
Alright, Bravo short of Juliet.
Runway 2348, monitor tower 12095.
Sounds good, spare wing, 2348.
United 2047, you can continue the full length, monitor tower 12095.
We had a little bit of traffic in the alley, so we had to wait until it clears out. Man, I really like that red color on the Avianca, and that Virgin Atlantic is gorgeous.
Got 4860, correction 4960, continue Bravo, Charlie 5 to the box.
Alright, we're going to continue on Bravo to Charlie 5 to the box for Skywest 4960, cheers. Yeah, we're going to get this, cover good jet 937, correction 938, we're pushing to our complete race taxi.
Target 938 Heavy, information Romeo is available, altimeter 29903, runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, short 25 left, cargo jet 938. Hey, ground Alaska, left 47, we're ready.
Alaska 147, runway 25 right, taxi Charlie 3 Bravo.
Charlie 3 Bravo to 25 right, Alaska, left 47.
Skywest 4960, use Charlie 10, Charlie to the box.
Alright, we're gonna go Bravo, Charlie 10, Charlie to the box for Skywest 4960.
Target 938 Heavy, monitor tower 12095.
12095 tower, taxi jet 938.
90 left on ground, turn right on Bravo, taxi Charlie 4 to the box.
Right, turn on Bravo, Charlie 4 to the box, California. Ground Hello American 646 coming out to Charlie 9 Alley with Quebec.
American 646 left on ground, easy to a flow time. Pass behind the Eagle at Charlie, runway 25 right, taxi via Bravo.
Bravo to 25 right, looking for an Eagle to follow American 646. Going at 1100 on Juliet.
West at 1100 left on ground, turn left on Charlie, taxi November North route.
Hey, left on Charlie and November North route, West at 1100.
Last 1147, monitor tower 12095. Speed Bird 8 Delta Sierra Heavy, monitor tower 12095.
1095, Speed 8 Delta Sierra. North 126 on Papa, Hotel Charlie.
Autobahn 126 Heavy, Los Angeles ground, hold short of Charlie.
Hotel Charlie, North 126.
American 646, wheels up at 15, time now 07, so hold short of Charlie 6.
I went by short of Charlie 6 for American at 646. Afternoon ground Challenger 992 Delta Charlie.
That is that. Well, I am not actually going to turn this one off because the maintenance crew is down there already, so they're going to start working on it. So there's no point in me turning it off. They're just going to turn it back on. And it takes forever for this airplane to turn off and turn back on. So we'll just leave it on for them. Anyway, on to the next one. Let's go. Next office. Went from a wide body Boeing back to a narrow body 737. Gonna move this one as well. Let's see. Quick little walk around, as always. This one hasn't been upgraded yet. Still, it has the steel brakes. No sticker either. Remember our discussion from last week, and I showed you guys the upgraded carbon brakes as well as the upgraded wheel? Here, I'll remind you what it looks like. Watch. Looks like this one's been upgraded with the carbon brakes. You can tell the wheel is different. It's not like a regular steel brake on the older airplane or older 737s. Then you got a nice, pretty sticker that says carbon brakes only. Yeah, the wheel is, I think it's a little bit bigger, or the wheel assembly. There you go. Now you know the difference, or you can see the difference between the wheels. Have I ever talked about the shimmy dampener? Let's just go over it really quickly. You'll find shimmy dampeners most time on the main landing gear. It attaches to the upper and lower torsion link. Its primary purpose is to simply reduce vibration on the inner and the outer cylinders during high-speed taxi and heavy brake use. Basically prevents the wobble of that gear. It's a small little hydraulic unit with a piston inside. It's also got a restrictor in there that can reduce the piston movement. That's about it. The Airbus 320 family also has the same thing. You will usually find a shimmy dampener on this kind of wheel configuration or gear configuration. Let's go for a ride. There you go. Back at the 37. Let's get this ready. What, hit the ground?
Hey, how's it going up there?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can release brakes.
Want to clear for hydraulics?
Yes, sir.
Alright, give me a sec. Brakes are released, my friend.
Copy, the brakes are released. Thank you. We'll do comps. Just sit back and relax.
There you go. Turn that off. No longer needed. That's about it. Looking good, looking good. That was fun. Batteries are off. That's off. That's it for tonight. Hope you guys had fun. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Oh, no, afternoon tomorrow. Anyway, later. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Another day, more adventure. We're back on the move crew again today. Hey, why not? It's gonna be a fun day. Well, waiting for our airplane. Came over just to take a look at the new side of the terminal. And it's looking mighty fine. They're almost done, I think. End of the next month. That's what I was trying to say. It looks beautiful. I think our break room is going to be somewhere over there too. Look at that. Brand new gates. Brand new terminal. Looking nice. From what I understand, I think they're going to be able to park 6 narrow body and 2 wide bodies here. It wraps around to the other end too. Can't wait to be working out here. Working at the end gates is a lot more fun, less congested. Brand new jet bridges. I think they still got another jet bridge to attach because it's going to be over there is 46 Alpha. I think over here is going to be 46 Bravo and 46 Charlie, and then the 48 gates start over here, and then they wrap around over there. That's going to be lovely. When they finish it all up, we'll even go inside and check it out, but that'll be months from now. That's pretty awesome. Let's go for a ride. Look, it was sitting out in the sun, got charged. Okay, let's go. Just like before. It's nice and hot outside. You can even see the condensation. Woo! That's always cool to see. Huh, I just noticed something right here. It's a little reading light. It works, that's not the problem. It's loose. That's not supposed to be like that, but I know exactly what it is. I know exactly the problem. Watch this. It's such an easy fix too. Right there. Right there. See it? That popped off. Simply gotta push it back down. Hold on, I'll do it right now. There you go. Easy. Sometimes that's just the way it is. They make airplanes very easy to fix. See? Good.
Flight to the ground.
Yeah, go ahead with all that.
Clear for hydraulics?
Yeah, go ahead with
All right. Brakes are released. Let's go.
all right.
Alpha, Charlie 10 for Charlie 5. Charlie 6, Bravo. And 25 right, can you read that back one time for Lock 1147? Lock 1147, runway 25 right, taxi Charlie, Charlie 6, Bravo. Charlie 6, Bravo, 25 right, Alaska 11.
Ground record 646. We can wait wherever you want us to go.
American 646, 25 right, taxi Charlie, hold short of Charlie 3.
25 right via Charlie, hold short Charlie, pretty American 646.
American 47 Alpha, amend that, use Charlie to Charlie 5 now. Charlie 5, American 47 Alpha. American 646, once you get down there short of Charlie 3, if you'd like to shut down, you can, and then I'll call you back when you're ready, when I need you to taxi.
Okay, yeah, we only have one engine running now, so whenever, if you want to just let us know when you think we can get doing, that'd be great, American 646.
Absolutely.
Hi, ground in day United 2019, top of LA Charlie 6 with Sierra.
United 2019 LA ground, roger. Runway 25 right, taxi via Bravo.
Okay, 25 right via Bravo, United 2019.
United 646, Charlie 6 behind the United out.
Charlie 6 behind United, American 646.
Oscar 1147, monitor target day.
Skyline 6233, point 2, stay 52, echo.
Sierra 6033, taxi Bravo, Charlie 5.
Bravo Charlie 5, Skyline 6233.
United 2320, LA ground, taxi Bravo, Charlie 7.
Bravo Charlie 7, United 2320.
Pretty much everything else is off. Yep. We can shut down. On to the next one. Ah, it's one of our T models. Nice. I know, it looks a little dirty. They haven't cleaned it yet. I'll clean it later on tonight. Cool. These things always, for some reason, stay hanging down. Sometimes you gotta pop them up by hand. All right, let's do it again. All right, another one successfully moved. Let's see, we don't need hydraulics anymore, we don't need the beacon anymore. I already turned our emergency exit lights off. Turn the adderus off. Okay, time to shut it down. Okay, one last one. Let's go. Let's get this going. Alrighty, jet bridge is pulled. Let's get everything set up. Yep.
American 1675, your release time for Phoenix is 0246, voided out by 49er, so good taxi rate after that, Alaska, please.
All right, game on.
Skywest 4882 at Charlie 9, pass behind American.
At Charlie 9 behind American, Skywest 4882.
China 93 Heavy, Los Angeles ground, taxi via Bravo, hold short of Lima.
Taxi via Bravo, hold short of Lima, channel 9
Ground, good evening. Again, Iberia 2624 Heavy on Sierra 1. We are ready for taxi.
2624 Heavy, Los Angeles ground, wait for American Airbus on taxiway Bravo, and taxi runway 25 right via Bravo.
We wait for American Airlines taxiing on taxiway Bravo, and then after him via Bravo to hold report runway 25 right, Iberia 2624 Heavy.
Ground American 2525, that's Juliet going to, looks like 42 Bravo.
American 2525 Belly ground, taxi via Bravo, hold short of Charlie 8.
Bravo, hold short of Charlie 8, American 2525.
Who's the maintenance tow tailing out at Charlie 9?
American 51 Bravo, tail south on Charlie 9 for Charlie 5.
American 42 Bravo, LA ground, push with your tail west on taxiway Charlie.
Tail west, American 51 Bravo.
American 2525, continue via Charlie 8 Charlie to the ramp after 10.
Continue Lima, hold short of Kilo 1, channel 9 United 2276 crossing 25 right at Juliet 475.
United 2276 Los Angeles ground, taxi via Bravo, Charlie 6 Charlie to the ramp as you're able.
Bravo, Charlie 6 Charlie to the ramp, United 226.
Air China 93 Heavy, contact city ramp 131.075.
131.075, channel 9
51 Bravo, ready to proceed.
American 51 Bravo at Charlie 9, give way to company inbound, and then proceed via Charlie to the ramp.
Give way to company, Charlie to the ramp. American 51 Bravo.
United 2276 at Charlie, give way to same direction, American tow. United 2276 before doubling back at Charlie 6, give way to same direction, American tow.
Sure, give way to American under tow, United.
I know it's not very exciting. A lot of it is rinse and repeat, so it's the same procedure over and over again. But hey, at least the view is nice, right? Anyway, enjoy. And this is the last one. Well, that's about it for this weekend, guys. Hope everybody had some fun. That's it for me. I'll see you guys on the next adventure. That's about it, folks. I hope you all enjoyed it. I just want to say thank you for all being here, and thank you all for watching and just enjoying the wonderful world of aviation. I'll leave you with this beautiful A330 taking off from Hawaiian. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all on the next adventure. Later.